Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, and this video is about Kamihime project, but it's not what's on screen. I just have this on screen in the background because I'm trying to progress on this event, but it also gives me time to talk about a few things. But first and foremost, there's a major thing I really need to bring up about the global side, and that is some of the recent stuff that's been going down. I don't know if it applies to Jorin and DMM, but Nukaku, definitely. Now, the thing with it is the fact that some people may or may not know this, but there's been an issue they had with the lottery event, where the first of the 3 tickets was the only one to go towards a special miracle ticket, and then the other 2 went towards the other 4 prizes. Honestly, I have no idea if it's fully confirmed or not, but this is a lot of stuff that have gone down, and quite frankly, it can lead into some huge mess. I'm still looking into that a little bit, but yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't get the lottery ticket now that I'm hearing about that, because who knows what's really going on behind the scenes for that. And they really could just say anything towards us, but who knows. It's like I'm not really accusing them, but at the same time, I'm still wary about it because there's been a lot of things going on, and I'm not surprised if it's true. Speaking of, second thing, Union event that we had an issue with where we couldn't claim our prizes, they've given us compensation towards that. I heard the Chinese New Year gift was supposed to be another compensation towards it. I'm not entirely sure. But if that's the case, we got 5,000 magic jewels total, including the medals that we were supposed to get for that. So claim your stuff and try and get that. But the fact that it had that issue is beyond me. I don't even get why it had that. Now, there is supposed to be more events coming up pretty soon too, for medals and all sorts of stuff like that. I know guild competition is on the way. There should be basically a union event every single month, so there's that. And then I think that alternates between guild competition and tower every month too, so I think there's one of those every month as well. You still have to do those even if you think you're not going to get your stuff, because it leads to some very powerful items and materials in there. You want the SSR break limit stuff, period, point blank. They are the best things to get, and they're the only things worth trading for, in my opinion. But who knows? Maybe somebody might need the Exceed weapon because it's months away and stuff like that. It's ultimately still up to you, but you definitely still want to do those events regardless, because it has some of the better prizes from events. I have no clue if they're going to screw up on that again. They've been having a lot of screw-ups. I mean, there's even been raid issues. Some people can't even log in because the game crashes on them. It's just been a mess. And that leads into the next thing. I really don't know how much longer I'm going to be playing Nukaku side anymore, because it's a huge mess. Now, it's not like I'm saying I want to just flat out quit or give up on my account and everything, but it's hard to want to progress in it when they keep screwing up. Seriously, I don't get why they do that, and it's just ridiculous. So that's all the more reason why I've been playing JP side as well too, because I at least got a fallback on this. I mean, the game itself is fine. I like the game. It's just the fact that good luck when it all goes under, because you either have to go for a JP side or you just have to deal with the global side going down, because I'm pretty sure if the Nukaku side goes down, the others are going with it. Nukaku seems to be the one that's leading the whole global effort, but they're screwing up a lot. So who knows? And then on top of that too is the fact that it's player attention might be going down. People may or may not be spending as much anymore. You never know. You really never know. And it's a huge mess. It's just a huge mess. And it's definitely getting out of control. I don't know how much longer it's going to last. I don't know what anybody's going to do about it. But all I know is this. Do not be surprised if the game goes down sometime this year. I'm not saying to give up on the game, but I am saying to brace yourselves for the worst, because it's definitely heading down a path that doesn't seem all that great. So, honest opinion, it's more of a case of play it if you want to, but at the same time, don't be surprised if it goes down anytime this year. So, be careful of that one too. That said, I'm still doing guide videos because I don't know what's going to happen to the game. I'm still doing JP SAT as well. In fact, those guide videos particularly can help you if you do decide to start JP SAT like I've done, because a lot of that still applies. JP is just a year ahead, and what that means is they got more resources. Like, there's stuff that they have that we don't have, essentially. But all the guides I've done for global SAD still apply to JP. You still want to get certain weapons, you still want to have your characters built certain ways, still specific things you want to look for in accessory quests, all of that. All my guides are still pretty much up to date. And then when I try to update them, I try to update them from the viewpoint where I try to make it for both JP and global. Like, some of the guides I recently updated go by info that's on JP, but I pointed out what global did not have at the time of the video, if that makes sense. So you can still basically do that. You can still basically have the guides. They'll help you out. All I know is this: just look up a guide on this game if you want to play it. There's a lot of stuff to go down. There's a lot to really do, because I've even been asked how I got 20,000 HP or how my characters are doing X amount of damage. It's because of how the weapons, the characters, and all that truly work. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to have a very bad time in this game. I'm not kidding. There's a lot of stuff where it'll be very difficult to progress if you do not know what you're doing. And it can start as early as the ultimate catastrophe raids. It can start as early as Ragnarok fights and events. You need to know what you're doing. Period, point blank. You need to know what you're doing. And that's whether you're sitting up on JP SAT or not. So, please, even if it's not my guides, look up a guide. Because if you're serious about playing this game, you're going to need to do that. If you're not serious about playing this game, then you're pretty much just here for the scenes and all that. You still need to know a little bit of what to do in order to get to those scenes, because they're locked behind levels on characters, and you still need to get a certain amount of equipment to get that far. So, there you go. But, either way, it is what it is. That's what I just wanted to say about this. And then, a big thing, too, that I want to close this off on. There's actually been a Nukaku mod that popped up on the Kamihime official Discord. They came to clear some things up, and that's what I want to, pass on to you guys. Apparently, when you send a ticket on Nukaku, it goes by game, and that goes to the game developers. Like, if you pick your game Kamihime project, and then send whatever else info you want about it. The fact that you pick Kamihime project means that ticket is going to the Kamihime project developers. They are not Nukaku. That's what that mod has come to say. Nukaku is a host site, just like DMM, just like Jovrin, just like any of these other sites, like even Steam. They are host sites. They are not the actual developers. So that said, when you send a ticket, it goes to the developers. The only thing you really can do if your ticket goes unanswered by the developers is to send a ticket to Nukaku directly. That means you got to create a second ticket and make sure it goes to Nukaku. Maybe don't try to push the developers to sip and answer your tickets or whatever. I don't know. But a lot of the issues we've been having with the game and all that, that's pretty much what's been happening behind the scenes. It's like they've been going to the developers, but not to Nukaku themselves. And the developers, I don't know what they're doing, but it's not working. So, if there's any tickets, you probably need to go to Nukaku itself instead of the developers, if your developer ticket has gone unanswered. I've had developer tickets that went unanswered for years and didn't even really notice that. But apparently it's something that nobody playing Kamihime projects has figured out, because for some weird reason, it's been unheard of, and it even caused a Nukaku mod to come into that Kamihime Discord and bring that up. So yeah, that's just how big things have been getting lately. So that's all I have to say. It's like, direct it towards the developers first. If that goes unanswered, then direct it to Nukaku. So that's how it has to be. But anyways, and I also have to say, if it goes to Nukaku, there's no guarantee it still fixes things, so you still have to try, but don't expect it to be a guarantee either. Like, don't expect anything to be a guarantee, if you want to be honest. But, anyways, that's it. I just want to end that there. It's just been a whole mess of stuff. You can even tell in the tone of my voice that I'm getting kind of sick of it, because the developers behind the Nukaku version of Kamihime Project are getting really out of hand lately. There's no denying that. And it's caused a lot of, like, issues within the community as well, and it's just wow. Because even then, if you think about it, official Kamihime Discord has over, I'd say, about 1,800 people on it, somewhere around that mark, maybe more. But that's how much I've seen online that's still connected to that Discord. The community is a lot larger than you think for this game, especially when the Japanese side too, because the Japanese side is easily anywhere between 8 to 10 times larger. But even Nukaku, even Jorin DMM, like, the global community as a whole is at least a few thousand. So it's still pretty large. For a game like this, that's still pretty large. So that said, it's like, I honestly have to say that we as a community would have to push the developers more, because there's been a lot of crap that's been going on that's wrong. Raids aren't working properly, sometimes you can't get into the game, sometimes they have issues with gacha or paid stuff. It's a lot. It's honestly hitting to a point where we have to pressure them more, or we just simply have to either A, stop spending on a game, or B, simply quit. And if you quit, then, well, there goes all your progress and all that too. So, there's that. And nobody wants to lose their progress, sure, but worst case scenario will have to come down to that. So, we honestly have to keep pressuring the developers more. We really do. Because this is getting ridiculous. This is getting out of hand. Some issues have been sitting there for years, and any other competent person would have fixed them by now. I'm not even kidding on that. Yeah, it might be difficult to program a game. Yeah, it might be difficult to sit and maintain some of this stuff. But let's be honest here. 3+ years for some of these issues. They've had more than enough time. So, like I said, send tickets to the developers themselves for any issues you have with the game. Maybe or maybe not they'll get answered. If they want to keep ignoring it and Nukaku can't really do too much about it, then honestly, stop spending on the game. Because it's getting that bad. I don't even want to spend on the game anymore. At least the global side. The Japanese side is fine. Because remember, each server is its own thing. But when it comes to Nukaku, I wouldn't spend. I honestly wouldn't. At this point, they don't deserve the money. But, anyways, that's all for this. More of this will come soon. I do have a guide that I'm updating on the way. It should be uploaded within the next few days. I just don't know when, because I'm doing multiple stuff at once, and it's kind of bogging me down a little bit too. Plus, I got some other things to look into as well. But, anyways, that's all for this. More of this will come soon, and take care.